We talked about order mattering we were talking about stuff on Tuesday, but we didn't give an example where order did not matter. We talked about order mattering. We were ranking out your favorite items of something, giving some order to that, or if we were talking about some sort of race, how they placed at the end and they got a certain award for that. Those are situations where order matters. Today we're going to be looking at combinations, which are a situation where order does not matter. So you're not ranking, it doesn't matter how things are picked out, that sort of thing. So we have some examples down here on this front page that are going to help us figure out what's a combination and what's a permutation. Because this is actually trickier than it sounds. And almost always people stumble up the first few times that they try to identify this. Because it sounds really easy, and it's not too bad once you have a little practice with it, but it's very easy to make mistakes on. So on these ones, we're not actually solving them out. We're just identifying, is it permutations? Does order matter? Or is it combinations where order does not matter? So let's look at the first one here. It says 70 people run in a race. The first 3 people to finish get to stand on a podium and get recognized. It says how many different groups of people can stand on the podium? How many different possible groups of people could stand on that podium? Is that combinations or permutations? Does order matter?
Combinations. So it doesn't.
So Dragon says it's combinations.
Because they're all getting.
So he's saying that it's combinations because they're all getting recognized. They're all standing on the podium. Does anybody disagree with that? He is correct. He actually is correct. It is a combination. So the significant piece of this is that the 3 people that are chosen, there's no difference between them. There's no difference between those 3. Obviously, one probably finished first, one probably finished second, one probably finished third, but there's no difference in the award that they're getting. All 3 of them are just getting put up on a podium and recognized. So since there's no difference between the reward or whatever those 3 are getting, that's the big difference between, that is what makes it a combination. If we look at the second one, it's similar. It says 70 people run in a race. The first 3 people get a gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal for the place they come in respectively. How many different ways can the medals be handed out to the 3 of them? Is this a combination where order does not matter, or is it a permutation where order does matter?
Permutation.
It is a permutation. And permutations for me are always easier to identify because they give you specific things that each slot or each person or each item, it has some significance to it. So in this case, this one is a permutation. Because it does matter who comes in first. The person that comes in first is going to get a gold medal. The person that comes in second is going to get a silver medal. And the person that comes in third is going to get a bronze medal. So there is a significance to the position where they are picked or where they come in. Whereas in the other, they're all just getting recognized equally by being put on a podium. Okay, any questions on those 2 thus far? Identifying the 2. Okay, how about number 3 on here? It says, how many ways can Jake choose 5 different candy bars from a selection of 25 candy bars? Is this a permutation or a combination? So I've heard combination from 3 different people. Does everybody agree with that? I would agree with that as well. It is a combination. Because there's nothing specific, there's nothing special. He's not ranking out those candy bars as favorites. It's just a combination. He's just choosing 5 of them. Okay, on number 4, Baskin Robbins offers 31 different flavors of ice cream. John is thinking about making a bowl of ice cream that has 3 different flavors. How many different bowls can he make? Is this a permutation? Everybody is pretty... I heard a lot of combination. I think I heard everybody say combination. It is combination in this case. So one of the key words that really will hint that it's a permutation instead of a combination is a lot of times talking about ranking something. we're talking about their favorite. They're talking about like their first favorite, their second favorite, things like that. That would be where it would be a permutation. Or even in this case, maybe he had a preference on what ice cream, say it was stacked up on each other, maybe he had a preference of which ice cream was on the bottom and which was on the top. That would then make a permutation where that order would matter. In this case, it's a combination, order doesn't matter, he's just putting that ice cream in a bowl, it's gonna be a combination. So on 5 and 6, I want you to write down what those are on your paper. I feel like you guys have actually picked this up faster than the other two classes. So really quickly, give you probably about 30 seconds here. Tell me what the 5 and 6 are. And I already saw several people actually write it down.
So would 5 also be combination? Or would it?
So is there anything significant about the 3 that differentiates the 3 that are chosen from each other? Because you're right on this one.
Yeah.
This one's similar, except for they don't tell us if there's any difference between the 3 that are chosen for documentary. So what would that make?
Combination.
Yeah. All right, just glancing around. So pretty much all correct answers. On 5, it says Blake is making a documentary movie covering 3 different celebrities. He's going to choose 3, out of 900, he's going to choose 3 to make documentaries about. But he doesn't actually specify if there's anything different about each of these documentaries. So what does that make it on number 5? It is a combination. And that one's a little tricky because you're picking only 3 out of a very large group. But in this case, they don't mention if there's anything different about those documentaries. If it was talking about the order that documentaries were going to come out about 3, that would then be a permutation. But in this case, nothing different about the documentaries, so it would end up being a combination. The last one, this is similar, talking about celebrities, but it's mentioning Sam's favorite, second favorite, and third favorite. Since it's giving us specific ranks, that's a huge hint that we're talking about permutations. Okay, any questions about permutations versus combinations, identifying which is which? All right, flip page over. We're going to go through this last